Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, we're going to go over these words again. Number one, make sure you write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in your names in Arabic. Make sure you write your names in Arabic. If you don't write your name in Arabic, you're going to be missing points for that. Make sure you put today's date. And we start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in everything that we do. So otherwise, it's not in Allah's name. This is what people need to understand. All right. Number one, أعطيناك. أعطيناك. Number two, وانحر. وانحر. Number three, شانئك. شانئك. Number four, هو. هو. Number five, إنا. إنا. Number six, الكوثر. الكوثر. Number seven, فصل. فصل. Number eight, إن. إن. Number nine, لربك. لربك. Number 10, الأبتر. الأبتر. All right. I'm not going to take your papers just yet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do the oral portion of this. That means I will give you the chance to spell the words out. Okay? Makes sense? So, Miss Raisa, I will give you the lead. Go ahead. How do you spell أعطيناك? Tell me the letters that go into that.
Hamza, Alif.
Good.
Ain. Ta. Ya. Sukun. Nun. Kaf.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Wasi?
Oh, I just forgot. I think I put the same thing, but I forgot.
Okay. Just tell me what you have. It's not to say that, what she said is 100% correct. Just make sure you say what it is that you wrote. Don't try to change anything. Ain, okay?
Ain, Ta, Ya, Sukun, Nun, Kaf.
Okay. Now, first of all, with Miss Raisa, you have to put an alif saghira after the noon. Okay? Alif saghira after the noon. أعطيناك. Okay? So it's very important. Mr. Wasi, you have to put, like your sister did, an alif with a hamza on top of it. All right? At the very beginning. And it's very important that you know there's a and there's a, and they're completely different. They're different sounds, as a matter of fact, because they are originated from the different letter. One is ayn and one is hamza. And when they come together, a lot of people are completely taken away. All right? Also, when it's time to stretch, even if it's for 2 seconds, if you neglect it, it's a mistake. So if you didn't write it, chances are you're not going to understand how to properly communicate it, at least on paper. Next is wanhar. How do you spell that, Mr. Wasi?
Waw.
Okay.
Nun. Sukun. Ha. Ra.
Okay, you're missing something. How about you, Miss Raisa?
Waw. Alif. Wasl.
Alif wasl. Okay. Alif wasl, very important.
Nun. Ha.
Nun ha ra. Okay. Good. Right. All right, next question was shani'aka. Shani'aka. How is that spelled?
Sheen.
Sheen.
Like sheen and then alif, so it stretches.
Okay, tell me what type of alif it is.
Stretches.
Okay, well, it's alif maddi.
Yeah.
Alif, you have to get the Arabic terms too. You need to get, alif saghira is alif saghira, alif maddi is alif, just like you said, alif wasl. You can do it, yeah. So this is alif maddi, okay. Noon, hamza. Very good, okay. And as long as you knew how to attach the letters, you had no problem, right? That's why it's good to know that there are letters that attach and there are letters that cut off, and there are only 6 of them. 7 of them that cut off. Everything else continues. Then you'll be able to write these words correctly, okay? And number 4, huwa. How do you spell that? Wow, okay, not ha, but ha, okay? And again, the 2 separate letters, people have very difficulties with those because one actually originates from the chest. And it still is considered a throat letter, right? Because it has to travel through the throat, obviously. But it is not a pure throat letter like the other one. Ha is a pure, like one har. That's a pure throat letter. Okay. Next word was inna. What did you get, Mr. Wasi?
Hamza.
Okay.
Noon.
Okay, did you put an alif on top of the hamza or no?
What do you mean? I put an alif.
Okay, good. Next.
Noon.
Okay.
Shadda.
Okay.
And then an alif.
Good. Okay, and the noon and the alif have to attach, right?
Yeah.
It's one word. Next, al-Kawthar. How did you spell that, Miss Raisa?
Alif wasil.
Alif wasil.
Lam shadda.
It's like that. It's like
Okay, lam sukoon,
Yeah,
not
lam
shadda.
sukoon.
Okay.
Kaf,
Wow.
Sukoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thara.
Thara. Good. Okay, now, the kaf, is it a qamariya or shamsiya letter? Qamariya or shamsiya?
Moon.
Okay, somebody said sun, somebody said moon. Somebody is right, somebody is wrong. Just make sure you know why, excuse me, thank you. Just make sure you know why it's going to be either a sun or a moon letter and you're home safe. Miss Raisa, you said it's a? Okay, why is it a sun? Okay, Mr. Wasi, why is it a moon letter?
Because the lamb has a sukoon.
Lam has a sukoon, simple. Anytime you see the lam with a sukoon, and that's why you get extra points for that. Okay? Lam has a sukoon. And the ra is a cut-off letter. Anyway, so we know that is one of the cut-off letters. What was the next question? Fasalli. How do you spell that, Mr. Wasi?
Fa.
Mm-hmm.
Sod.
Sod.
I think I'm missing something.
You think you're missing something, Miss Raisa?
Lamb.
Lamb.
Oh.
All right.
I thought it was strap.
And the lamb has a li, right? Shadda. Make sure you didn't leave your shadda out. Okay. Number 8. Inna. Inna. How did you spell that?
Hamza, alif, noon.
Hamza alif noon, Mr. Wasi.
I only put Hamza noon.
Hamza noon. Okay. Hamza is an alif. Hamza on the bottom.
Yes.
Right? But the noon has a shadda. The noon has a shadda. Just like in inna, except the noon doesn't have an alif, and they're both words. Right? So that's the correct way. Next is لِرَبِّكَ. لِرَبِّكَ. How do you spell that?
Lam.
Lam. Ra.
Ba.
Ba.
Yeah.
Kaf. Mr. Wasi.
Lam, ra.
Lam, ra. Ba.
Shadda, ka.
Shadda on top of the ba.
Oh.
Right? Don't forget that. Anytime you're missing shaddas, you're not going to appreciate your recitation. Yeah. Anytime you're missing mududs, you're not gonna appreciate that either. And anyone who knows will also. not find it to their liking either. Last, al-abtar. Al-abtar. That's number 10.
Is it?
Yes, Mr. Wasi, you say it?
Alif wasl.
Alif wasl.
Lam sukun.
Lam sukun.
Ha hamza.
Ha hamza. A ha with a hamza on top?
No, hamza.
Hamza.
Ba
Ba.
tara.
Tara. Okay.
Wait, isn't it alif lam alif?
Alif lam alif.
Hamza ba tara?
Hamza ba tara.
Is that
Okay. Obviously, we'll get to the bottom of all this on paper, but I told you I will give you the chance to give the oral, and orally everybody worked out well for the most part. There were very, minor shortcomings, but alhamdulillah, satisfactory on that end. So, who studied for this? Miss Raisa, you studied, correct?
Sort of.
Sort of. How long did you study sort of for?
I mean, I rewrote it and looked at the book.
You rewrote it and looked at the book. That was a very good, kind of like a math issue, right? Like a math preparation. As long as you could do the problem,
Yes.
or several of the problems, and you felt pretty good about this test, right?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Mr. Wasi, how about you?
I did.
You did. Did you study? How long did you study for?
I don't really know.
You don't really know. What did you do for studying?
I rewrote the same surah she did.
You rewrote it. And after you rewrote it, that's all you did. You just rewrote it.
Yeah.
What surah was this?
In Surah Kawthar.
Surah Al-Kawthar. Right? So Surah Al-Kawthar, how do you recite Surah Kawthar? You obviously memorized Surah Kawthar, right?
Yeah.
So did that help at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, actually.
Technically, actually? How do you say technically, actually? Explain that to
Pretty
me.
much it did help.
Okay. Explain how it helped you.
So I can see the word, how the words are.
You could see how the words
I
are.
can think the sounds.
You can think the sounds. That's interesting. Okay. You could see the words is very interesting, but then again, you could think the sounds. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's deep, man. That's very deep. How about you, Miss Raisa? How did memorization help you?
I mean, I knew how to say it so in my head. I could say it, and then I could like place the letters of where they belong.
You could say it and place the letters where they belonged. That's very, very, very passionate and comprehensive. Say, mashallah.
Mashallah.
I cannot believe that you had a teacher teach you this, and this is the short surah. This is the shortest surah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you take your chances to work on any other surah of the Quran or any other passage of the Quran, you will find yourself learning and experiencing the same exact things. So, Allah knows best. All right. Now we're going to move on to the written part, and I'm going to take your papers, please, to make sure. I have to inspect. وآخر دعوانا that alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.